Wind bamboo, wind bamboo. I want some peanut butter jelly do. When to do? Queen bamboo, queen bamboo. Tinfara sinkiri shankwara sinkara. Tinfiri dankara pimpara sinkara. Welcome to my palace. I am going to wield the magic power of a wizard. When it comes to being a wizard, we must be mindful of the attacks that come upon me. And there are a lot of attacks. And what you don't understand is with these attacks, they come from various resources and streams of energies, ghosts, goblins, trolls. Because you got to understand something, aliens exist in many forms. The shapeshifters also exist in many forms. They exist in those other realms. See, the afterlife doesn't exist. It's traveling other realms. The spirit realm can interact in the earth realm at any time. The spirit realm can interact with the earth realm at any time. The spirit realm does not work in the earth. The spirit realm does not work on the earth. When it comes to working earth, the earth comes with dire consequences. The earth, there's fortunes, but at the end of these fortunes is the higher realms. This deck represents earth, and in this deck, it is rigged to fail in the higher realms. See, this deck is the human. This deck is supposed to take you to the Ouija board. The Ouija board is beneath the deck. I have no idea how that works. No, you don't. I'm used to thinking 3D. I like to think 3D. Becoming 3D involves seeing what you're performing very differently than what you're used to. I tell you what you should be doing. That needs to be raised up. Acceptance too low. Oh, no songs are too low. I'm bringing you up to standard to get it, Mr. LA. Yeah. Nope. It's LA. You need to acknowledge that I'm bringing you up to standard. When it comes to bringing yourself up to standard, you must recognize that when other people saw that. When it comes to judging ourselves, we must weigh ourselves against our happiness, not the judgment of others. We must weigh ourselves against our happiness, not the judgment of humans. Humans are going to judge regardless of what you say and do, and they will come up with their own perceptions of you regardless of what you say or do. This is why tending to a human's needs is a waste of time. They're not the other. Other implies they're attached to me. See, in this realm of Earth realm, it's important to pay attention to the other realms because the other realms is where the fun begins. The other realms function differently from this. You made choices for this. Intelligence. Lingara. Use your intelligence. Intelligence is knowing thyself. Know your magic powers. Know your magic powers. The boar. The boar doesn't want you to know that it wants to hurt you. The boar wants to control your fate in the higher realms. Getting to the other realms takes time. What were you expecting? See, the reason why you expect kindness from other humans is because you're not kind to yourself. The reason why you expect stuff from humans is because you haven't expected shit from yourself. So you run to the humans. solace. The humans will not provide solace. As you've known, they've bullied you and it's blocked your prosperity. Your prosperity is not where it should be. Your prosperity is not where it should be. That shouldn't be controlling how you feel. When you know that you have to perform in zero forms, then you understand what it takes to love what you do. Stays in fear of rejection. Now, you went through that. No, that's no one liked what you showed. No one would. No one was thirsty for you, you idiot. You are so dumb. You got a fat gut. You think they wanted that? No, they didn't. Falsetto strike. No, they don't. He's being nice about it. No one wanted that. He was, yeah. Knowing that, you have to understand something that when it comes to giving and receiving messages, you need to ask yourself, what messages are you sending to yourself? Because this shouldn't be controlled by you. You control what's put on this live. Why are you allowing people to control your show, your vision, and what you want for yourself? Enlightenment. I want freedom. You want freedom from what? Freedom from my insecurities. Freedom from fear of what hasn't happened yet, of what hasn't happened. You're making up false scenarios in your head, and that prevents you from acting right now in the present moment. Creating false scenarios in your head is ways to convince you to stay stuck in a situation that already isn't working. When you've tried something year after year after year, it's time to shed the tears. You're trying to be a NPC. NPCs get nowhere. Non-playable character. That's not the character you want to play. NPCs get you nowhere. That's why the main character requires bravery to withstand the heat amongst the other NPCs. So what are you expecting from other people? I'm not expecting kindness from humans. I'm not expecting love from humans. I'm not expecting results from money. That was for you. Now, knowing that song is for you, you have figured out how to generate. Now, keep releasing them, you idiot. No, you want to do your own thing. That's why I said no, evolution does not stay in the past, chatbot. I'm showing you where you're going wrong with that. No. When you do that, that's you fearing that no more hits will come. Stop fearing, it will always come. It's infinite. In the right time zone. You've been wanting that song for years, and it took years to come. I just sway, spin me, till my heart goes on. Now, no, you have to accept the truth. Your ego will have you take shit to validate itself at the cost of your own. Stop thinking with the ego. Destruction. The ego only wants to serve itself at the cost of what you want. The ego only wants to serve itself at the cost of what you want. The ego needs to think of inconsistencies to exist. Yeah, doing that for hours on end makes no sense. Short-term thinking. Short-term thinking leads to long-term failure. The long-term is looking at all things. I was born to say. Concentrate. The ego boo is a demon. The ego is a demon that doesn't want you to express yourself and depends on conditions to sustain itself. The ego is a leech, and it comes to a screech when you realize, I don't want a snake in my lambada. 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 The snake doesn't give a shit about finding yourself. You have to find yourself. The best outcome. The best outcome comes from the best version of yourself. The best outcome comes from the best version of yourself because you are manifesting. Manifestation is a process. You're not on that process. Whose process are you on? Cleopatra, the queen of righteousness. When will you realize what you deserve? You deserve a life of relaxation and peace. You deserve all of what you want. You deserve everything coming to you. Manifestation is simple. Also, manifestation will give you better results than what you were thinking in your head. Manifestation will give you better results than the hypotheticals of the what ifs in your head. Manifestation will give you better results than the what ifs in your head. Manifestation, Wibbidoo. I was born to say. Moonlight, sunlight, I want you. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. Sunlight, moonlight, you're all you. Okay, I had to break into dance number real quick. I had to break into that dance number real quick. So, yeah, vibrations and frequencies, we interact with those all the time. You're a frequency. And what are you frequenting? Because the more you frequent something, the stronger the bind to that frequency. Frequency, frequently. What do I frequent? I like to frequent weed, so therefore I have the frequency of weed. I like to make money, therefore I have the frequency of making money. And I like to vacation, therefore I have the frequency of vacations. See, when you want to go on endless vacations, then you need to be the person that can manifest it. And it's not going to happen at that job. You can't manifest vacation after vacation on a job. It's impossible. The person you want to be that's constantly on vacations has different ideas, but you must confront the fears that keep you in the current position. That's why nothing manifests. It's your frequency. You can't be scared to manifest and take chances. And taking a chance simply means rejecting the current path and admitting I have to do another way. That's it. There's no such thing as taking a chance. See, when you're on a path that you don't like, there's no reason to stay on it. Regardless of the bills, regardless of your current situation, there's no reason to stay in it. Because that's how animals think. They, like if it hurts, leave. Humans will stay in a situation because of fear and know it doesn't work. There you go. See, this is how they got you with that shit. You're noticing how they got me. Vibration. Nope. Vibration. The other languages reek of that as well. They knew what they were doing. See, what you don't know is English is popular for a reason. Done for a season, a mentee decided all these settings when this happened. A mentee decides that. You decide, do I want to apologize to me? The treat man sabotaged you. While you huffing and puffing with your feet, you are working hard for no reason. That's why your soft girl era hasn't came into the season. Alignment requires effort, patience, and no stress. You can put in effort without being stressed about it. You can put in effort without being stressed about it. A mooch, the David Stater, only comes to those who don't align with what they want. That's what you experienced in the 1080. Why were you doing that? You were running because you believe that they're coming. You still believe 3D. To stop that cycle, you have to meditate upon going into that. And this is the problem. You have to deal with what you're doing here to get that to align. You went to bed stressed. That's why that is always chaotic, and then that rarely happens. That really happens because you haven't acknowledged it. You're not living it. That's why I call it exploration. You need to explore that. You cannot explore your blessings into nope. You have to explore your blessings. Part of a blessing is the freedom to explore what the other realms have to give. The freedom to explore what the other realms have to give is how you get the gift. Horus is the knighting. No, see, you still think that's going to give you something. You're meant to be knighted into your own kingdom. No, I don't do buts. You're meant to be knighted into your own kingdom. I leave it at that. That's the bim bam boop trying to bim bam bop. Meditation. Meditation is key to keeping a sacred heart. Meditation is key to conducting your own wavelength. You have your own wavelength, your own bandwidth. Meditation helps you secure it. The skill, it's revealed in everything. What was hidden shall be revealed. What was hidden shall be revealed. That's the essence of life. Sobek is who you're hiding. And Amon Ra wonders what it's creating. Sobek and Ra are one of the same. You want to create your own lane. To create your own lane, you must acknowledge the ways you got there. Wisdom. You need a healing. Resentment. You need a healing. and understanding. Understand thyself. You need understanding. Without understanding, you cannot reach the pinnacle of wizardry. Without understanding, you will not get the secret to rebirth. This secret from the higher realms is hidden deep in the crevices of your soul. The deck simply reveals what you already know. There's a secret hidden in the depths of your soul. You must claim it now, or leave it untold. The story untold is the story you wanted and you said no. The story untold is the story you can't believe you fumbled. Diagon Alley. Why are you shocked that there's alleyways of roaches and demonic forces in the Jindada? In the Jindada, you carry the weight of their afflictions. In the Jindada, you find out what it means. Swish. You can't avoid what you did to the Jindada, regardless of human lives. The Jindada has things it has to reveal to you, and you knew that. Resourcefulness. To be resourceful in a mentee, you have to outthink it. To be resourceful in a mentee, you need to experience change. Kapiti. Why do you resist change? You want change, why resist it? You want change, why resist it? Sephiroth, Valencia. Your path is one of strain, and you use pleasures to keep it in the brain. Resisting change means changing what you're comfortable with, no changing what you've chosen. See, it's difficult to change what you've chosen because you don't want to confront why you do it. Otherwise, would you do it again? See, when it comes to addictions and afflictions, there's reasons that have to be explored. To break the chain, you need to explore those reasons. The tarot deck is telling you to explore the reasons. Breaking the chain involves redoing what you thought you were supposed to do. The Anubis wants transformation. I want transformation. Then you need to enact the transformation. That's how transformation happens. Genesis. Begin the transformation. There's a Genesis for rebirthing. Are you going to rebirth? I ain't talking about Jesus. Are you going to rebirth? To be complete. But you're going to use the alchemy to be complete. When are you going to use that alchemy to be complete? You have to use the alchemy to be complete. It's within you. Are you ready to use it for protection? Are you ready? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. Readiness doesn't come from preparing. Readiness comes from accepting. Acceptance is radical. Acceptance doesn't care about your feelings. Acceptance simply states what is. Acceptance is the key to moving forward. Why these explanations and ring arounds is to avoid what it actually is. It's nothing. The blockage and the bullshit and the cleanliness is nothing. The blockage, the bullshit, and the cleanliness is nothing. You cling to it because you know it's nothing. So you think by clinging to it, it's going to somehow make things better for you. No, it doesn't. Stop running back to that person. Stop running back to that situation. You know it doesn't work. Clinging is to convince you that it's working. No, it's not. The results always show themselves. The results always show themselves every time. In the higher realms, it's about results. The human is about theories and fear and assumptions. You assumed your life would turn out this way and it turned out that way because you assumed you said that and not that. That's how you go into the relationships, the job market, addictions, all that, because you assumed you were going to get a certain outcome, and life said, no, that's not how it works. You assume you were going to get there, that's not how it works. That's why you have to you have to foresee the foreshadowing. You don't foresee the foreshadowing, you end up stuck in the shadow. You don't foresee the shadowing, you stay stuck in the shadow. You have to put on that mantle. You have to put on that mantle. You're constantly sending and relaying messages. And it's easy to fall for a hex. So easy. Ghosts and goblins are clever creatures. They're clever creatures and they know how to entice a host. Because these evil energies that prey against you, they need a host. They need a host, and they've chosen you to host and use as a leech, living rent free in your soul. And purging that is not easy. Purging it is not easy. Frequency, what are you frequently? You gotta ask yourself. That's how you put yourself in the situation that you put yourself in. You can shrug your heads, but if it don't work, it don't work. It don't twerk, it don't twerk. And that's why you don't sing. The caged bird wants to sing, but do you see the cage in you? You want to sing. Sing. It's that simple. The workaround is, oh, what would they think of me? Oh, my. No, that's what stops you from going from what you want to do. Those people will not be there for you when you face your fortune. Again, they'll be the same people to come back around and say, oh, can I get a handout? Come on now, you know, people are. A lot of motherfuckers is human bandwagon riders. Bandwagoning. So they said, fuck you to your projects and art when you were first starting out. Once that social proof and money came, now they came back around and said, oh no, you're good at your art. I was like, no, I remember you. You was talking shit. You said my music was doo doo. You said my content was trash. I remember you. Now you want to come back around because other people feel differently from you? Nah. That's the devastation. People come back around. Oh, you blew up? Let me go in again. That's how you. There's no point in trusting people. Trust yourself. That's what it's about. That's the only thing you can take with you in these realms is yourself. The only thing you can take with you in these realms is yourself. Take yourself, not your baggage. That's why you're not flying Club U. You're the club. Not your mom, dad, and the people around. They're not the club. You are the club. Stop inviting guests to the VIP. These are unwanted guests. How are you supposed to party? Your shit. And you and other people's shit. How are we supposed to party to your shit and you and other people's shit? Living your best life, bro. Being a wizard. I got all these munchies. Oh, it's fucking hot, bro. But yeah, living your best life, You have to live that shit for you. You have to live that shit for you. Your best life cannot come to you when there's other people's shit in it, because then that you're saying that you're sending a signal to the higher realms that you want their life. That's why relationships can block manifestation. Relationships can block money because you're choosing to attune yourself to someone else's frequency at the cost of your own possibilities. Again, just when it comes to people to people interactions, you're engaging in other frequencies, and what brings you to these people is your own frequency. Because people cannot manifest in your life until you choose to want those people in your life. That's how people just show up because you sent out the vibration. Because you're constantly walking past people, bumping into people all the time, and there might be even some that say, "Hey," but you decide to accept that invitation or not. And when you accept that invitation, that's because you sent out a vibration for that person. You can't accept every invitation, bro. Just because someone invited you does not mean they want to be cool with you at the party. I know that sounds crazy to the rational mind, but that's the truth. To the rational person, like why would you fake invite me? It happens all the time. That's how you get caught out here. That's how you get used. That's how you get discarded. And that's how you get manifestations blocked. People will use you, hate you, and then throw you away. They'll even send an invite. I used to think that someone sending me an invite meant they wanted to be my friend. Now, that's not true. It's not true. No one invites you without a reason, and you don't accept the invite without a reason. So yeah, just because someone invited you to something does not mean they are on your side automatically. No, no, no. You don't know this person, or you've seen red flags. You have to keep that in mind. Just because someone sent me the invite does not mean they have genuine intentions for me, and it doesn't mean that they love you like you. It doesn't mean that, and that's very again to the rational thinker. That sounds crazy. Like what? That's why you have to be careful with invites. When people invite you to shit, you have to be careful. What's your intention going into it? There's a reason why, like, let's say you're trying to sneak link. There's a reason why you can see casual sex and then act shocked when the other person only wants casual sex. It's like that was your now you accepted that invitation. That was your intention going into it. You may have told yourself, "Oh, I want a lover and I want this and that," but what was your intention going into it? It was this, not the story you told yourself, and vice versa. When that person drops you or whatever the case may be, that was always their intention. That's why it's so important to look at how did you meet this person? Where did you meet them? What was your intent going in? Because that sets the tone for everything else. No one magically decides, oh, I fell in love with you. Like, no, that's the original intent. That's as far as it will go. That's why people grow apart. People come and go. It's because the original intent is already revealed. It's already revealed. You can't connect with ill intentions. How can you call something a connection when you both met on a hookup? How can you call something a connection when you're both talking to each other for vain reasons? It's not to connect on a deep level. You came for, let's say, sex, go on the mattress, or you came to get your bill paid. Like, there's various reasons. There's various reasons. Earth is tricky. Again, alignment involves coming into your shit, not someone else's shit. You want to go into someone else's shit, that means you want to live their life at the cost of your own. And you may get paid off in the form of sex. You may get paid off in the form of a bill paid. That's why people stay, they get paid off. Hey, there's some people that want to get beat up. The person can be beating them up and they want to come back because they want to get, look, people are weird like that. But people are weird like that. I'm telling you this. Most of us are birds for a reason. Most of us are birds for a reason, and we be flocking together. So that's all I'm saying. So when you're wondering, damn, why they switch up? They didn't switch up. That's who they were. You can't be listen. How you met someone is the same way you lose them. How you meet people is the same way you lose them. That statement is so true. Listen, if they showed up as a liar, what makes you believe it won't end with them lying to you? It happens all the time. It happens all the fucking time. Don't be scared to be alone. Don't be scared to have no friends. You need to manifest. No one's going to be there for you when it's not manifesting. Manifestation requires challenging what we're attached to currently. Because what you're doing currently has manifested itself in your life. And you want to change that. Then you need to change. That's the key to manifestation. You need to be the person that can inhale and create the vision. The result. Your career ain't going nowhere, then the person you are has to change. Because you're not going nowhere. It's not working. That's the person you are keeps you in dead end situations. Yeah. Choosing to be the person you are is why manifestation hasn't came into your life. Choosing to be the person you are is why evil entities are leeching onto you. These frequencies are determined to keep you from being what you want to be. They're determined. Are you determined to tell them to back off? Especially when toxicity, langara, comes naturally and frequently. It's true. Again, when you get used to patterns, you start normalizing it. And that's when you spin the block on yourself. When it comes to patterns, it comes from repeating it until it becomes a frequency. Until it becomes second nature. That's how patterns form. Especially patterns that aren't working for you, it's because you did it frequently. And the longer you keep doing it, the harder it is to get off it. The longer you continue doing something, the harder it is to get off it. There's a reason why the patterns you've clung the longest are the hardest to give up. You've centered your life. For you to keep doing the same shit 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, there's something there. Is that something what you want? Are you fooling? Is that something what you want? What do you want? What do you want? You gotta ask yourself, what do you want? For real. Be honest with what you want. And don't say it's too far-fetched. I want $1 million a year. I'm gonna keep it real with myself. That's the salary I believe I deserve. Then I'm gonna be the person capable of manifesting $1 million a year. Period. I want to manifest. What do you want to manifest? I want to manifest having a Bugatti. Then you become the person capable of manifesting Bugatti. See, with manifestation of relationships, that's not manifestation because that requires people outside of yourself to agree to your vision. That's why you can't. When it comes to manifesting boyfriends and girlfriends, that's not manifestation. So when people say, "Oh, meeting people is luck," it's not luck. It's you want to meet them and you're leaving it to the draw of what's outside yourself. So when you're wondering, "Damn, why am I constantly getting rejected?" It's because you didn't want to get real. You left yourself vulnerable to someone else's impositions. So they have to. They have to decide whether they want to be in your fantasy. You're not built to fulfill someone else's fantasy. So trying to be someone else's desires, to cater to someone else's whims, desires, are a waste of time. You'll never be that everything for them. It's impossible. It's impossible. And it's actually why you're stressing. I don't want to be at the mercy of someone else. That's why dating is stressful. You're choosing to put your ego and energy on the line for this belief that if I do all these things for this other person, they'll help me feel love for myself. I love the way you make me feel. That person can't make you feel shit. What you're feeling is dopamine hits. from you plunging the hole. So it's the truth. Also, manifestation, it's about you, about what you want. That doesn't require someone else agreeing to your vision. Your vision shouldn't be at the mercy of another person, especially when humans are insecure and have their own reasons for doing things. This tarot deck has to be you. The fortune has to come from you. It can't come from someone else. For the fortune to come from someone else, they have to agree to your manifestation. And that's how it gets blocked. You have to be careful. The person in your bed could be praying against you. And you're keeping the bullshit in your head. What do you want to manifest? I want to manifest, bro. I don't want to block it at all. I want to manifest. Where the fuck is my shit? Spin me, Saturn. I'm away. All is me. Gotta keep it PG, y'all. Smoking some. Smoking some. All deserve the same. I'm a boss. So you want to be a boss, then you got to pay the cost. Manifestation isn't free. The cost is sacrificing the person you are right now. That's the cost. It's so simple. You have to sacrifice the person you are right now. Because the person you are right now is what puts you in the current circumstance. Listen, you can't control the parents you're born to, but you can control what you decide to do from there. Because it makes no sense restricting yourself to your parents' journey. Listen, you ain't a Nepo baby, then you need to make yourself a Nepo baby. That's the reality for manifestation. You want to be a Nepo baby, you need to make yourself a Nepo baby. Your parents fucked up by not putting you in that position. Because thinking about repeating your parents' mistakes gets you nowhere. Oh, we were broke, so I had to line up a third job to help pay with my two other jobs. Like, nope. That's how you continue the generational curse. That's a ghost haunting you. Let your parents stay in the cubicle. You don't need to be at the cubicle. 2 weeks vacation is not enough. I know I need at least 10 vacations a year. So I need to become the person that can manifest a situation where I can manifest 10 vacations a year. Simple. 10 at least 10. 2 weeks is like half a vacation to me. 2 weeks is half a vacation. A weekend is not enough. A week is not enough. I need to be constantly vacation. So I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation right now. Yeah. Thank God for this Ouija board. Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Smoke is up. I was gonna say. Yeah, it's mysticism. It's mystical. This is a visit. Your time here on Earth is a visit. That's why vacations exist. You want to be in a position where you constantly vacation. Be the person that can do it. Struggle shit, it's not gonna work. Stop speaking struggle into your vocabulary. Everything you speak casts manifestation. What are you speaking into existence? Magic. It's not for the muggle. It's not for the muggle. It's not for the muggles. I use the power of the Millennium Puzzle to go on this live. The magic is something mysterious that cannot be countered by food. The magic is showing you what magic can do when you agree to it. Magic is an agreement. The majesty is me. I am the wizard, and I cast my spells. Boom shakalaka. The magic never takes a break. Constantly sending out frequencies and signals. The same thing over and over and over and over and over again. What you don't understand is the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. The cycles. Same thing, same thing, same thing. The same thing, 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 same thing. Obtuse thinking. The earth loop is a complication of a mentee and other feelings. The earth loop is mysterious in nature. The earth loop cannot be sensed with the five senses. The earth loop doesn't want you. The earth loop doesn't want this. The earth loop must first let that go as well. Magic is not cheap. Magic is a force to be reckoned with. Magic doesn't require tinctures. Magic requires being honest with yourself. The magic is seeing what you want to see. That's what you're seeing. The magic cannot be quenched with earthly tethers. The magic cannot be tethered to a location. The magic cannot be swayed. The magic doesn't put you in the grave. Questioning yourself is part of the process. Harry Potter had to question his magic abilities. Being magic is irrespective of quantum physics. The quantum physics is nothing. It's about the high realms. The high realms are multitude and vast. The high realms do not do this. Accepting what you should be doing is the process of letting go of the fool. The fool, the bamboo, with the boot. Snapping out of it. Because of the comment. That remains to be seen. That's how you know it's good. Celebrate that and celebrate what you foresaw. And that's that outcome you wanted. The ego knows nothing. That's who's sending that sign to you. A roach. Oh, that's who you pray to. No. You're so slow. Welcome to the real world. The real world is harsh. You are unaware. No. Saving yourself requires seeing what you didn't want to see. Saving yourself requires looking at what the Ouija board presented to your spirit, what it presented to your soul. That's spiritual. No, this is what you're choosing. Oh, look at the vision. Ow! Why is there smoke on the job? There's unwanted guests in the job. Why is that in your system? The star has questions for the soul. Ooga booga dooga. Ooga booga dooga. Ooga booga. To be of the infinite, you need to rethink what this is. You aren't understanding what you committed to. That's what you committed to. Ula gulba. Ula gula gubaga. Guamba linguala. Guamba linguala. You've been crossed out. Quimbaba dungwaba tingwaba. Quimbaba lingwaba. Tingwara sinkiri. Chwambaba lingwaba. Release the tether. Who am I seeking admiration from? I'm seeking admiration somewhere and I don't understand what the Ouija board sent. I'm sending you how to go away from the wizards of Waverly Place. Why is there obsession in your Jungada? Did you know that you're simply vibrating the guava? Kambaba langiri tangwaba tingiri. Shambaba langira. No, changwaba langira. Sangwaba tingwaba. Fuck you. That's what you sent in the higher realms. Why'd you send a fuck you? Kwambala kwambaba. Why didn't you look at me? That is not of the earth. Singwaba lengiri. You're negative because there are other attractions going on. What you manifest now is what you get in the future. That's what you manifest. Be real. Quimbaba lambada. This is an entertainment. Kwambaba langwaba. You know. Kwambaba langada. Shangwambu. Kwambambu. Shangwambambu. Why are you calling him your sugar pop? Why'd you put it on the TV? That's the evil. That's where I have to correct you. They're calling you a Baba about Maluba. Yeah. Because you're not, the Jingiri always speaks. You know what you Quibiboo. You will not see what you wanted. Kwambaba Singwebi. That's not how you get rid of the negative vibrations. What will MJ say to us? Which MJ? Is Michael Jordan? Michael Jackson? Matt Jackson? Which one? Oh. Michael Jordan. Michael Jackson, what do you have to say to us? Tambaba Langada. Shingiri Tambada. Singwaba Langada. Tungwaba Langiri. From the grave. Michael Jackson is in the grave. Michael Jackson is wondering what happened to the earth. That's not yours to call. Yeah. How do I handle this? You need to look at who you are. Ignorance is bliss. You can move it anywhere on the board, it doesn't make a difference. Chungwaba langwaba! These trolls don't care about you. More human thinking. Do you know the human has restricted your thinking? Do you know that the human doesn't give a shit anymore? Then what is this a mentee? I'm playing Ouija board. That's what I'm doing with my life. I'm a wizard. This is what I do. I talk to spirits and see what's popping. Shingwaba Lambadu. Enjoy yourself while you can. The Reaper is waiting to claim your soul. Grumble, wimble, wimble. What point are you trying to prove to my talks? I'm simply saying live your best life and be a wizard. Branding. A mentee. A mentee's talking back to you. A mentee's talking back to you. Oh, that's what you created. You do that. Why did you do that? You knew that was important. Ignoring people yet venting out doesn't mean you're living your life mirrored. People are not necessary to living your life. Um, I'm a big advocate for ignoring people. People actually block manifestation. So I'm for an advocate of the fuck you club. Fuck you money gives you the ability to say fuck you to people. And saying fuck you to people gives you the space to claim your domain. Fuck y'all. No, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. That's how I move. Period. Fuck y'all. Got to say it. Quit being boo. Quit boo. As you should. Act on your thoughts. That is what you should be doing. Act on your thoughts. Chongwabalang Weeby. The world is not your friend. What's up, Fizz? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm playing Ouija board. You getting it going? Quit being boo. Evil entities want to stop me from continuing. That's where your thoughts are coming from. What's up, Binky.exe? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm showing you how to do this. Right? People take life way too fucking seriously. It's not that serious. Life is not that serious. It's not. You're gonna leave me here anyway. It's a visit. It's a visit. So it's a visit. So um yeah, that's part of what would you expect? Yeah, we're building you up to do that. You blocked it. You knew that. All right. Everything you're envisioning right now, That's what you foresaw. This is what you wanted to do. I wanted you to get the Ouija board. Chingwaba dingwaba. Sampaba sinkiri. Kwamba langara songwaba shingiri gambala. Kwamba langwaba shingiri kongwaba. That's how you leave a mentee. No. A mentee wants to interfere in your affairs. A mentee doesn't want you to know that you want to do it your way. Shingwaba lingwaba boom. Oh, you got to live your best life to escape that. Fizz, if you want to escape that, then you got to live your best life. That's the key. It's about living your best life. It's about living your best life. That's what life is about, living your best life. Life is about living your best life. You're not living your best life. Something's wrong. You got to facilitate it. Go on the live, go on the streams. That's how you escape. You got to ask yourself, what am I willing to do to live my best life? That's the only way to escape it. With $0 in my pocket, you need to come up with an idea. You got no choice. You're dealing with evil entities that don't want to see you prosper. You're dealing with evil entities that don't want to see you prosper. Evil wants you to be broke. Evil wants you to be struggling. Evil doesn't want you to have time for vacation and spend it with yourself. You got to understand that. It's vibrations coming from higher places. So when it comes to praying for money, you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get it? Are you willing to sleep in your car to get there? Are you willing to uh, be without shelter to stick to that $1 million idea? You got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself, because staying at an hourly rate, you're not going to get $1 million at an hourly rate. It's not going to happen. And if you look at some of the artists, our faves, they've had to take chances to see not just $50 an hour, but $1 million in their bank account. Because that's the test. Because you knew your parents. That's why your parents fumbled the bag, because they didn't first thinking about, your parents wasn't thinking like millionaires. Because to be a millionaire, and live your best life, you have to think that way. That means accepting that the idea needs to come from me. I have to think of an idea that comes from me, that speaks to me, and I stick to it regardless of what happens. That's the only way. We got to be realistic. That's being realistic with your expectations for a job and the world. The world's not, listen, as long as you're on this earth, you're going to be charged credit or debit. So you might as well get to the bag and manifest. You got no choice but to manifest. You got to manifest. Credit or debit is not going to go away. I see it in my crystal ball. I already see it in my crystal ball. The spirits have spoken. Money will always be on earth. Money will always be on earth. So you must manifest. It comes from higher places. Have you traveled a lot? Yes, I have. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled to Asia, Europe, America, Central America. I want to go to Africa and India next. And I'll tell you the one thing they all had in common: the world is the world, regardless of where you travel. The world is the world. The higher spirits is the higher spirits. Earth realm is vast, but it's still Earth realm. You can live in Europe, Asia, anywhere in the world, and it's still Earth realm. Like, your problems don't go away. Like, when I traveled, my problems didn't go away. Like, my issues, my energetic frequencies in that situation going on, that didn't go away. That's one thing I learned from traveling. Like happiness, it doesn't matter if you Asian, black, um, white, you looking for happiness. That's what I observed. Everyone's looking for happiness, and you got to find out what that means to you. It doesn't matter what culture you are. It doesn't matter your status. You're looking for happiness. You want to live your best life. How do you get there? So that's what I learned from traveling. I want to travel more. Shit, I want to go back to Japan and have some dumplings. Earth realm is Earth realm, regardless of where you travel. That's why travel isn't enough. In my opinion, travel isn't. What I learned from traveling is traveling won't be enough. It won't be enough. I say traveling gives you like more things to do. But you got to ask yourself, what are you feeling as you do these things? Because this Ouija board doesn't work. This Ouija board doesn't work in Earth realm. It doesn't work. We're contacting other realms. You can access the Ouija board from any country. I can fly to Korea right now and use this. I can fly to Japan and still use this. I can fly to France and I can still use this. I can fly to fucking Johannesburg and still use this. I can fly to Rwanda and still use this. I can fly to Puerto Rico and still use this. This isn't determined by location. It's determined by my frequency. It's determined by my frequency. This is like bringing the world into your home and expanding it. Because trust, I don't want to I want to travel all the time, bro. So if you can't afford to travel vacation regularly, then you need to manifest that. But that doesn't mean you can't access the Ouija board. The Ouija board. Which country in Africa you want to visit? I haven't decided that yet. I think West Africa, for sure Egypt. I mean, I'm the pharaoh. I definitely want to see the pyramids. I want to see the pyramids. Uh, Somewhere West Africa, maybe Nigeria. I think probably Nigeria. Definitely Egypt. I definitely want to go to Egypt, bro. That's like I'm gonna reform like crazy in Egypt, bro. I'm telling you, I'm gonna reform like crazy in Egypt. They're gonna be like, what? I'm gonna have to bring my costume. I'm gonna have to bring my costume over. Like real talk. Real talk. I'm telling you, bro. These visions that come in on the Ouija board, they exist for a reason. It's not. I used to think that being on a Ouija board was some like super sane shit where like I had to concentrate mad hard and shit. I didn't know that you could just move this around and you know shit appears. So, I didn't realize it was so easy. Like I was like, 'cause originally I was scared of using this Ouija board. I was like, I was terrified. I was terrified. So, but now I'm not terrified. That's see the reason why you were terrified of the Ouija board is because you didn't think the Ouija board was in you. No, see, the Ouija board isn't doing anything. Shungwaba Lungwaba. Sinki Dungada, you were tricked. I tell you, religion will have you like stop you from going into astrology, manifestation, tarot cards, it's perfectly fine. It's what you should be doing. I mean, De Jesus, Jesus was using magic. Like Jesus was literally using magic. Like Muhammad is using magic. Like y'all, like why wouldn't you use it? I didn't even think of it that way. I love playing with these cards. I feel good. Queen Bee Boo. The magic never ends. What you don't understand is you are a stranger. Just chill. Just chill. That's it. All you gotta do is chill. Just chill. Why you gotta? Why are you tripping? Just chill. Just chill. Why are you tripping? I hope they took a clip of me and put it in a college lecture. Shit. I should have my own university. The lectures are for you, not for the Queen Babalangwabas. The Queen Babalangwabas are Quanchangwabas. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I'm making music. I'm doing what I want to do. That's always the vibes. On the Ouija board, talking to ghosts, entities, spirits. How about y'all? How are y'all doing? Faded off the za. I know, right? I think that's exactly what you're doing. Right, yo. That's what you gotta do. The ghost of Duke Ellington. That's what's up. Is he playing music? I think that's what Duke Ellington did. Yeah, if things be speaking to you, I'm telling you, when things speak to you, that's ghosts and entities are always trying to talk to you constantly. You just gotta be aware of it. They're always talking. Like you can't talk to them while you're on your phone because you're too busy on your phone. They're constantly sending messages. That's why I stopped going on my phone. I'm not on my phone as much because I realize it blocks the signal from hearing those voices. I mean, how you gonna go on your like? How you supposed to hear voices and you're too busy, going on dates, going on job interviews, um, not living your best life. Like, how are you supposed to hear anything? All you're hearing is stress, and those are demons haunting your vibration. The stress is entities from demonic realms. The nether realm is real. It's coming from the nether realm. The nether realm can send out vibrations. No, you created those nasty vibrations. What you didn't know is you invited that in. It's an invite. No, I already revealed that you choose what you invite. You invited evil. You created that. Tell me that was your creation. That's what you can create evil and good. Queen Bee Boo! Queen Boo! Queen Bee Boo! Queen Bee Boo! Boo! Question. Why isn't there a ghost in you? Why didn't you listen to yourself? No, you need to do it your own way. Why are you limiting yourself? No, your dimension wants to know why are you limiting the stars? The ghost in you is a frequency. The ghost in you is a frequency. Ghosts are not evil. That's the TV. What's evil is what blocks you. What's evil is what blocks you. Ghost kungwaba kungara kumbaba. Silly superstitions is why you've avoided the higher realms. Shingwaba longwaba shingkiri tongwaba. You must learn how to craft your own brand. That's the key to leaving capitalism. You need to craft your own brand. The key to leading capitalism is crafting your own brand. Crafting your own brand. That's the key to leading capitalism. Craft your own brand. Shingwaba, shingwaba, shingwidi shangwaba. I am my own magic. Singwaba, shingwaba. What time did you come from? I came from an age before this one. I came from an age that is not of this world. That cannot be understood. No one can tell you wisdom. You must acknowledge it in yourself. Wisdom comes from yourself. The voices in your head come from yourself. Listen to the voice, and you'll see it will be revealed in your choices. That is the wisdom of all wisdoms. That is the gateway to the higher realms. Listening to your voice. The voice is magic. The voice isn't of this realm. Wait a minute. Why am I sensing a demon? There is a demon that wants to keep you in the demon pit. Well, bamboo, well, bamboo, well, bamboo, well, bamboo, well, bamboo, wow, 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 oomba, boomba, boomba, oomba, boomba, oomba. Shongwaba, shinglaba, changwaba, shinkiri, chongwaba, shinkwaba. I had to repel that demon back. Destiny. If you've watched Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a card called the Destiny board. And if you draw all 5 letters, you win the board. The destiny starts in you. This board reveals what's already in you. It is in you. The wizardry is in you. The wizardry is in you. The key to magic is being happy. You can't do magic and you're miserable. The key to magic is being happy. I'm living my best life. I can't go back with you, baby. I'm living my best life. You gotta live your best life. Hocus pocus. I've seen you since 2020. Hell yeah, bro. I've been at this for 7 years. 6, 7 years. 6, 7. 6, 7. So I'm at that point with myself. I'm at that point with myself. As I said, I'm fighting to be TikTok creator of the year. This cannot go on. 6, 7 years. Like this has been too long. I should already be at the TikTok Creator of the Year's awards. We're bamboo. What you do? We're bamboo. You have to be consistent, down in the downtown. You have to be consistent with this. Can sad people cast sad magic? Yeah, they can. Definitely. Continue being sad and the demon will work on you. Sadness is a sign that you have evil entities in you. Blockage. So those are evil entities that want to block you from your magic. And they have their own reasons. So, how do I get them out? You have to you have to pursue your happiness. regardless of what's going on in your life. To remove sadness, you have to pursue your happiness regardless of what's going on in your life. That's how you get them to leave. Happiness and sadness can't coincide together. You're either happy or you're not. Happy is a positive vibration. Sadness is a negative vibration. So you're either happy or sad. You can't. There's no either or. We try to look for that gray area because we don't want to commit to something. Happiness is a commitment. When you're straddling the fence, it's because you don't want to commit to it. You have to commit to happiness, regardless of the bill, regardless of your relationship status. Like that's why the higher realms can easily gun you down. That's how entities and ghosts gun you down. That's how get entities and ghosts hunt you down. If you don't chase your happiness, they can live inside of you because that's what they want to do. They make you unhappy because you have other entities living inside of you, feasting on your happiness. That's why they don't want you to be happy. Once you're happy, they can't feast on it no more, and no more sadness. It's a science. It's magic science. Sadness comes from not pursuing your happiness. You have to commit to your happiness. Happiness is a commitment. Happiness is a pursuit. Happiness is a relationship. Happiness is the date before your first date. You have to make sure that that relationship is there always, regardless of who comes into your life. Regardless of who comes into your life, if happiness is not your relationship, anyone can come into your life and destroy you. That's why people chase the wrong crowd, the wrong things, the wrong habits because um, they didn't center their happiness. When you're not centered in your happiness, you'll buy stuff, you'll try to buy people, um, buy patterns uh, to make up for the difference. Because you can't sit in pain. That's the key. You can't sit in pain. Because to sit in pain means you acknowledge, oh, okay, I need something different. That's when you say, I can't do it. These entities is not working. These negative energies aren't working for me. The negative energies won't stop until you can sit in that pain. Because then they reveal themselves to you. And you're like, oh shit, I don't want this. I don't want it. You have to decide not to want it because what the negative energies do is they'll give you toys and trinkets to keep to allow you to so that you agree to them staying. Because remember, every day you can reject an evil entity. Every day you can reject an evil entity because you invited it in. You have to decide to say, no more, I'm not inviting sadness. I am going to be happy. That's literally how it works. And then you see that you manifest a different life. And it changes in your decisions. It's so simple. I'm on live on a weekday because I'm pursuing happiness. I'm unemployed because I'm pursuing happiness. You got to pursue happiness. If you don't pursue happiness, you choose situations that you think work and they're not working. When you pursue happiness, you don't care if you're broke. When you pursue happiness, you won't settle. When you pursue happiness, you don't settle, regardless of what's going on. That's the key. Don't settle. Once you settle, demons settle in your vibration, and then they decide what you should be doing. So, but I'm going to be evicted soon. How do I happiness my way out of homelessness? You accept that it manifested and you're still here. Because remember, when you go homeless, that doesn't stop you from existing. When you go homeless, that doesn't stop you from existing. That doesn't stop the soul from existing. Like, that's a fact of life you have to accept. Even in homelessness, you still exist. So you have to decide, uh, do I want to embrace myself whether I'm broke or not? I embrace myself whether I'm broke or not. I embrace myself whether I'm broke or not. That's how you stay happy in the face of homelessness. Like, you have to accept, because you still exist. You get evicted, you still here. What do you do? That's the question. After that, you get evicted, what do you do? Because remember, you understood housing is expensive. You need to manifest as an entrepreneur, otherwise it's impossible to pay. That's reality. That's reality on earth. That's reality on earth. So like, if you get evicted, don't stop pursuing happiness. I know I can get evicted at any time. You can get also, people don't understand that you can get evicted for anything at any time, even with a rent paid. Like, if you don't own the property itself, you can get evicted at any time. There's people that get evicted because the building is getting renovated, and this is about paying the bill on time. You can get evicted because a fire happened. Like, you can get evicted at any time. I can get evicted at any time. A fire could happen tomorrow and I can't go back in because the building crumbled. Or the landlord can decide, I don't even want your money. Some landlords do that where they just go, I don't even want your money, just get the fuck out. And then what do you do? What do you do? So that, unfortunately, that's a reality of Earth. That's why you have to manifest, talk to the astral realms. Talk to the astral realms. When it comes to homelessness, you gotta talk to the astral realms. You got to, because I've pondered this question as well. How do I stay happy in the face of homelessness? And I recently discovered that you have to be able to love yourself regardless if you got money or you don't got money. Because as soon as you stop loving yourself, that's when depression sets in, sadness sets in, and bullshit. Because there's no point in being sad. Listen, there's no point in being sad. Listen, you got evicted. What can you do? You exalted your options. What could you do? Like, housing isn't guaranteed on this plane. As sad as that is, that's the truth. That's why you have to love yourself regardless. Housing isn't guaranteed, bro. It's an energy. It's an energy. That's why I never went back to. That's why I say don't go. That's why I personally recommend don't go back to the job. In my opinion, don't go back to the job because you like. That's why I say don't go back to the job because you can still get evicted at any time. I mean, and you can get fired at any time. Like, nothing is guaranteed. If you really stop and think about it, there's really no security uh, in housing and work. There's no security. If you're not making millions, there really isn't any fucking security. If you're not getting a pension, there's no security. So I was just like, you know what? Anything can happen at any time, bro. There's no security. So what can you do? So that's my advice on handling homelessness. You can be evicted tomorrow. A fire could happen, the building could be sold, and it happens more often than you think. Like, a job can fire you. You knew that. You knew the job was temporary. That's why I left. That's why I left the job. I said I could be fired at any time. I could be fired at any time. You can get fired at any time. And once that happens, if you didn't save up enough Skrilla, you're fucked again. And I said that's a revolving door of stress. That's a pointless cycle. You need to be a millionaire. For you to be secure financially, you have to be a millionaire. I said a millionaire. Where like the landlord decides, I don't want you anymore, you can go to the next spot real quick and chill. But if you're not making that kind of dough, one missed check and then you gotta scramble. Like that's not realistic. That's not gonna end the stress. That just makes no sense. You need to be a millionaire. You have to. You have to. In my opinion, to be financially secure, you need millions. I don't think six figures is enough. Six figures, bro. Live your best life. You need to be making at least 500,000. To live your best life, you need to be making at least 500,000. You're not making at least 500,000. Your show is not going to work. It's not going to work, in my opinion. 500,000. Period. It ain't 500,000. Then I don't.